is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Keller, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Keller and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suits your needs. Instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. It is Thursday, good people. Midway point-ish of the month. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here, live from the Low T Center studio. Ben McKee, Jason Swain. I got one question. It's really simple. Toughest question of the day. Most important question of the day. Ben, you think you're ready for this question?
Hope so.
You are ready, man. You're always ready, man. Because what's your motto?
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
You ready, man. Why in the world would you try to fight Aaron Donald? Aaron Donald has been the most dominant football player in the NFL consistently for the last 5-6 years. Aaron Donald throws he throws grown men on the ground. He takes on double teams. Basically 2 guys. He beats two guys consistently at the highest level of football where the guys they go up against train 24/7, 365. He throws them around like little rag dolls. Why would you ever allow yourself to be in a situation where you're squaring up, you are in a confrontation with Aaron Donald? If you are out, Ben McKee, and you bump into Aaron Donald, and it is clearly his fault, you better change it to your fault. Simple as that, man. If Aaron Donald says that the sky's green and the grass is blue, you better agree. Simple as that. Aaron Donald's a dude you just don't mess with.
He trains with knives.
Exactly. For no reason.
Yes.
You don't need to be training with knives to play football.
No, you do not. And I think we have a case here of the type of people he was getting into it with down in South Pittsburgh are a little different breed than what you and I are accustomed to. Now I know the young man. I guess young man.
I think they're Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's are. I think South Pittsburgh is a little bit different than the Pittsburgh that he was in. He from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where the incident occurred.
Right. I guess what I am referring to, well, not I guess, I know I am referring to a video that Pat McAfee put out explaining what happens at the supposed location of where this altercation took place. I'm assuming.
It wasn't South Pittsburgh. It was Pittsburgh. Yeah.
What are you trying? What's the difference?
South Pittsburgh is on the way to Huntsville, right there by fireworks.
Yes, but like, but South Pittsburgh is literally a thing, just like South Knoxville.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure
the southern part of Pittsburgh.
Folks are like, wait, Aaron Donald was in South Pittsburgh?
No. Okay. Not that not South Pittsburgh.
South side.
The south side of Pittsburgh.
There you go. South side. South side.
Yes. Apparently there's a bunch of bars down there, and Pat McAfee was explaining that these type of altercations happen all the time because the Yinzer's way of communicating, and Courtney can maybe call in and help us out or give us some feedback on the text box backing this up, but like their way of communicating in that part of town, remember they're 20, 30-year-olds more than likely going out downtown, or not downtown, but south side of Pittsburgh in these stretch of bars, and their way of greeting each other is not our way of greeting each other. It's not, hey, how are you? You doing all right tonight? That's not their way of greeting each other, supposedly. It's talking a little bit of trash upon greeting each other, seeing if they'll give it right back to you, and you just kind of keep it moving from there. So I wonder what this gentleman who has quite the face now, I wonder what he did to trigger this conversation or this altercation. Has that been reported yet? Kind of what took place that led to the altercation?
Man,
because Ryan Clark had a top 7 list of guys he's not fighting, and it was like Aaron Donald, arguably the greatest person to ever play football. Aaron Donald, somebody who trains with knives, the biggest bully in the NFL right now, Aaron Donald. So do we have a report as to what caused the altercation?
Not yet. D. Vincent Spriggs intends to file criminal charges against Aaron Donald. Man, Spriggs and his attorney on TV, right in front of the camera, with this dude's eye, not eyes. He only has one eye, because one of them is closed shut. And the incident happened last weekend between 3 and 4 in the morning at a club there on the south side. Obviously, this guy's going to get a payday. Because he taking a picture of himself. It's all over the internet. Him and his attorney are in front of the camera. I hope it's worth it. Aaron Donald should pay him. We've seen this before, but I hope it's worth it. Because you don't just mess with Aaron Donald.
No.
You asking for it. Why would you mess with Aaron Donald? That's like jumping into a cage with a gorilla trying to take pictures, and then you surprised when the gorilla rips half your right booty cheek off.
The gorilla mauler?
Yeah, like, that's what they're supposed to do. Or you try to feed a bear and the bear attacks you. Oh, the bear. It's the bear's fault. No. They're bears. They just doing bear stuff. You need to leave them alone. Aaron Donald is somebody you don't mess with, man. You don't mess with. I hope it's worth it, man.
When you say you hope it's worth it, are you saying that you hope it was worth suing him or pursuing money?
No, I hope the paycheck is worth it because he's gonna get a payout.
Well, and I asked that because what if this guy didn't do anything?
It don't matter.
It does matter because
what
if
you avoid Aaron Donald? He's like a tiger and a pit bull.
I get that.
You don't allow yourself to get into any type of altercation or confrontation with Aaron Donald. You avoid Aaron Donald.
As I was going to say, what if Aaron Donald was drunk out of his mind and just came up and sucker punched dude?
I highly doubt that happened. But if that happened, then he should get triple.
Because when people post a photo like he did, when people sue the way that he is suing, when people and a person and his attorney is out in front of a camera like he is doing, I highly doubt that he was sparking an altercation. That's my point.
It don't matter if he sparked it or not. If Aaron Donald punched him the way he punched him, Aaron Donald's going to have to pay him anyways.
Correct.
I can go up to you and talk trash and jump at you and say you stink and man the Rams should cut you and start it, but if you hit me, you're still in the wrong. So if Aaron Donald out of nowhere said, "Oh, there's a guy I'm just gonna punch," which I highly doubt it, then obviously this guy is 1,000% not in the wrong. But these type of incidents happen because of something. Usually you bump me, you knock my drink over, you stepped on my shoes, something. In the interview, he says, "Was you assaulted, sir?" Yes, I was. Was this unprovoked? It was definitely unprovoked. This is what the attorney said. I instructed him not to make any comments, but you can see from his arm in a sling, his eyes closed, 16 stitches in his eye, and a concussion and other severe injuries he suffered. This is a severe incident. Yeah, man, you got into Aaron Donald. That's like letting a Mack truck run you over. At 50 miles per hour, you're just standing in the middle of the street. Of course you're going to have injury. This is Aaron Donald, man. He's a brick house. He's trained to destroy people on the football field. Of course he's going to destroy you. But most of the time, these incidents happen. Something small, and then it escalates. But he's going to get a payday. He's going to get a huge payday. I mean, stitches. His eye. I think Aaron Donald broke his eye socket. I think I read that. His arm was in a sling, which that might be putting on a little bit for the cameras, but hey, whatever. Concussion. Aaron Donald hit you with a fist. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a concussion. So I mean, Aaron Donald lost his cool. This is not the first time Aaron Donald has lost his cool. After the game, after the NFL game, he went up and tried to throw hands with a guy that he played up against, an offensive lineman. But you just don't allow yourself to even get to second base with Aaron Donald. You avoid Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald definitely in the wrong. Don't get me wrong, because he did this to this young man. But my goodness, man, alcohol, man. Alcohol. And I've been in that scene before, man. I've been in that scene before. You get feeling good 3 or 4 in the morning. You've been drinking. Man, who? I don't care. He put his pants on just like me. Psh, he don't run nothing over here. I ain't treating him any different. I don't care if he's Aaron Donald, so. Nah, man, he shouldn't have did that. Hey, man, why you do that? And then one thing leads to another. Ryuket. Street Fighter. E-Honda style. Ken. Mortal Kombat. My goodness. Why would you? How you let yourself get into it with Aaron Donald? That is a no-no. Aaron Donald might be the scariest dude and most dominating dude in the NFL. The most physically imposing dude in the NFL.
He is, in my opinion.
Anyways, how about Rick Barnes? What about Tennessee basketball? Tennessee basketball. About to get a brand new team, like for real.
And a better one.
Oh, definitely a better one. Well, you hope a better one, but looks like it's going to be a better one. Because here's one thing that may be a concern, but you'll figure it out. It's basketball. It's not like it's football. Sometimes when you have 11 dudes and all of them have to do the same thing, it's really hard. But basketball, man, it's so universal, so international. You get a couple ballers together, put some concepts together, you just play. The chemistry will come along, but you got a bunch of new dudes playing with each other for the first time ever. And so they'll have to work on that. Now, looks like we're on the other side of COVID. And so another protocols are still in place, things like that. But remember this last team, they barely got a chance to really spend time together. So the chemistry was affected. Hopefully that we're on this other side of COVID, these guys will be able to spend more time together because they're all new, man. I know they've known each other here and there in the AAU circuit, but playing together and being on the same team is a little bit differently in college. So Rick Barnes, man, and Josh Heupel. Heupel's like, hold on now, Rick. You can't get all the commitments. Let me get my first one. And Josh Heupel did that, first 22 commitment. He got that yesterday. Rick Barnes making things happen. Got a big man. Big man got a little touch to him, man. Can finish both hands around the basket. Defensively, can block shots, can step out, make the three. Going to get in that weight room, bro. But, man, got some players entering the Tennessee athletic program. Oh, yeah, by the way. Josh Heupel will join the show tomorrow. Tomorrow, 9 a.m., Tennessee football coach Josh Heupel will join the show. C-Mac, we'll ask him, okay? We'll ask him about your Heupel speed, all right? Your hype speed, hype vision, whatever you want to call it. They got you, C-Mac. We'll ask him. I'll ask him. I got you. Ben ain't gonna ask him for you. I'll ask him for you, okay? I got you, C-Mac. But Josh Heupel will join the show tomorrow at 9 a.m. Man. Why would anybody want to mess with Aaron Donald? Why would anybody want to mess with Vincent St. Preux? Nobody. Swain Event. Be right back.
If you want to get in on the conversation, call the Iris Networks hotline at 865-200-5503. Grow your business with Iris Networks high-speed fiber internet. IrisNetworksUSA.com.
If you're coming to Knoxville and need a place to stay, do yourself a favor and book a room at Hampton Inn Paper Mill, also known as the Hampton on the Hill. This award-winning property is literally in the top 5% of all Hampton Inn properties. The GM, Stephen Lawrence, is a good old local boy who grew up in the business around Knoxville. He and his staff are always available, always willing to help, and will go above and beyond for their guests. The newest Hampton Inn in Knoxville has clean, affordable rooms, flat screens, fridges, and microwaves in every room. Plus, breakfast is included in every rate. Not to mention, there's also a pool and fitness center on site. If it wasn't so close to amazing restaurants, bars, and shopping, you would never want to leave. At only 6 miles from campus, you're still right in where the big orange action is. Go to HamptonInn.com, search Knoxville, and book your room at the Hampton Inn Paper Mill or call 865-693-5400.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to ofonox.com. That's ofonox.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
For a replay of each day's Swain Event TV, like us on Facebook.
Hour one is brought to you by Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Ben McKee, Jason Swain here. It is 7:25, April the 15th. Today's going to be a good day, Ben.
Why is that?
You don't know?
I know Rick Barnes is it's looking like Rick Barnes is going to receive some really good news today. If not today, here very soon, within the next couple of days. I don't know if that's what you are referring to.
I'm talking about today, April the 15th.
Well, that may happen today, and that's going to be great, even bigger than the commitment that Tennessee received yesterday.
That's good, but I ain't talking about that. Even bigger, Ben. Bigger.
I know you and I are going to dead end.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Ben.
With
you a smart cookie.
With a great friend of ours.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm looking forward to breaking bread, dead end barbecue. Great day, man. I told my my oldest. I was like,
jealous.
I was like, I got lunch today, dead end, and she's like, "Can you bring me something back?" I'm like, "I'm going to lunch. I don't even pick you up from school till like 3:45 or something."
That's not what your oldest sounds like either.
Can you pick me up something? Can you give me something too? I'm like, "What do you want? What do you want? Can you give me something?" And hey, don't let me have my kids in the car. We drive past dead end. Oh, Daddy, Daddy, stop! I want to go dead end right now. Daddy, right now, dead end. So it's gonna be a good day. Let's get to Dave Toner on the Irish Networks hotline. Dave Toner, good morning.
Good morning, guys. How are y'all?
What's up? What's up?
Not a whole lot. Just wanted to give you all a little update since I'm from Pittsburgh. Tell you a little bit about that area where this occurred. It's not too far from the University of Pitt, where he went to college. It's changed a lot since when I was growing up. It was really, really rough back in that day. It's kind of cleaned up some. It's right around the Strip District of Pittsburgh, which is real close to down by the stadium, down by the hockey arena. It is prominently known as a bad area. I was trying to think of somewhere in Knoxville to compare it to, but I can't really think of anywhere in Knoxville to compare it to. But yeah, Aaron Donald, he went to when we signed 3 stars, Aaron Donald is a great example of what you could possibly get with a 3-star, because he came out of Penn Hills High School as a 3-star, and you see what he is today.
Yeah. Three stars are not bad football players, man. They dang good football players.
You're exactly right.
It just depends on what kind of intangibles they have.
But when a lot of times our fan base will say, "Oh, we got a 3-star. Where did we steal him from? Western Kentucky, or you know what I mean?"
Yeah, all 3 stars are not created equal.
That's right.
Yeah,
and all 3 stars. Aaron Donald's only 6'1", so that was a big knock on him, was his height. He's always had the weight. He was like 265 coming out of high school, but the area he was in wasn't. It's a lot better than what it used to be. There's a place called the Hill District, which I would go and play basketball at. A lot of people didn't go there to play basketball, just because it was a really, really rough area. And the Strip District's there, but a lot of the guys from the University of Pitt go there. That's where they hang out. There's other areas closer to the University of Pitt, but it's more sophisticated, upscale type places. But yeah. He got himself in some trouble. It's going to cost him some green.
No, definitely. That's going to cost him a lot of money. And the gentleman and his attorney, doing interviews, posting photos. I remember when. I remember when I was in the T-Rex, and I forgot what year it was. And Tony McDaniel was dismissed for an incident that happened in the T-Rex, and I was witness to that. And that young man didn't do anything wrong. Tony was 1,000% in the wrong. But man, you got these dudes that work out every single day, and you get hit by one of those guys, man, they're going to do some damage. But appreciate the phone call there, Dave Toner. I saw a photo yesterday of the 2004 fall camp where there was a scrimmage on the baseball field. And, Ben, you said your first football game in Tennessee was 2005. It's funny because I actually had a conversation with Jonathan Wade yesterday.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Had a pick six in that game.
Mm-hmm. I remember it.
Yep, pick six against Ole Miss in that game. And
it's the only play I remember from that football game.
Man.
I have two memories from that game / trip. We lived in North Carolina at the time. My dad was stationed at Fort Bragg, right next to Fayetteville, North Carolina, the home of J. Cole. J. Cole was not popping back then like he is now.
Pretty sure he wasn't.
But I imagine he was coming up in Fayetteville at the same time I was living there. So that's pretty cool. I was there 5th through 8th grade, and I would have gone to a high school called Terry Sanford, which is where Dwayne Allen, former tight end for North Carolina, and played for the Colts. No, did he play at North Carolina or Clemson? You know what I'm talking about, Dwayne Allen? He was a big-time tight end coming out.
Clemson?
That's right. It was Clemson.
Yeah, went to the Colts.
Yes, Clemson and Colts. That's where he went to high school. But neither here nor there. We made the trip over, across the mountains. I remember two things. I remember as a little kid thinking that every single person that I saw was Eric Ainge because he was the quarterback. And because he was the quarterback, I wanted to meet Eric Ainge. And I remember thinking as a kid, oh, okay, that guy's Eric Ainge. No, that guy's Eric Ainge. And then I remember the Jonathan Wade pick six. That's about it.
I remember running away from Patrick Willis like I thought he was Aaron Donald.
As you should have. You made a smarter decision than the guy that somehow ended up assaulted by Aaron Donald did.
That was a little voice in my head when I caught the football across the middle, and I saw, I think his number was like 47 or something. And I saw Patrick Willis. He had a club on his hand. I think he had broke his hand, broke his wrist, broke something, and he had a club on his hand. And I remember the little voice in my head.
49.
49? Yeah, I knew it was 40-something. And I broke like 3 or 4 tackles. I was looking for him. Like, man, do not get blindsided by Patrick Willis. And you know he was already mad because Tennessee did not offer him and took Daniel Brooks over him. And he grew up as a Tennessee fan and wanted to be here. And we didn't get him. So he was mad already to play against us. Woo! I remember that day. Yes. Anyways.
If you Google Patrick Willis, Ole Miss, and click on images, the third one is him in that club.
Oh, yeah.
And he's got the dark visor. He's got the Al Wilson look, honestly.
Bad boy.
Just different uniform.
Bad boy, man. He's a bad boy. Retired early. Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Retired early. Peak of his game. And, I mean, he's doing it after football. But anyways, Jonas, I do. 7 foot. I checked this film out yesterday. Listen, I think it's okay to always want more, to never be complacent, to always try to get better, 1% better, 2% better, whatever, just get better. It's no problem in wanting more. But there's sometimes there's that little white line that usually lines the field on a football field. It lines a basketball court. You even have lines on the baseball diamond. You got lines on the volleyball court, tennis court. Those lines are there for a reason. Those lines are there for a reason. All these different sports, there's lines on a court to keep things in bounds. This is the area where the competition needs to take place. You're a gunner. You're trying to get off, getting jammed to get down to tackle the punt returner, and the return man is holding you up and he pushes you out of bounds. You can't just stay out of bounds and just run down the sideline, because you'll get a penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct, 15-yard penalty. The lines are there for a reason. And I think sometimes, as fans, we allow ourselves to get way out of bounds sometimes with our critique. There's fair critique, there's logical critique, then there's just off the wall, out of bounds critique. Do you want to see Rick Barnes more successful in the postseason? Yes, including Rick Barnes. But Rick Barnes is one of the few coaches, Ben, not in the SEC, in America that can do what he's doing right now, which is lose 5-6 guys off a roster and then in the snap of a finger go out and basically have a brand new roster of guys that want to come here because they know they're going to be developed and can attract the top talent in the country. There's only a few amount of coaches that can do that in the country, Ben.
Correct. And to your point about departures and additions, outside of well, we won't include Yves Pons, Springer, Keon in this conversation, but Rick Barnes has flipped this roster from Corey Walker, and before somebody says, oh, Corey Walker was a 4-star top 100 player, he's not that. Corey Walker probably is going to have to go down a level. I would be surprised if he lands at a Power 5 school personally. Various recruiting sites felt like he was overrated even by them, and kind of towards the end of that recruiting class, they felt like they had ranked him too high. So Corey Walker, not the top 100 player that he was ranked as. So Corey Walker's gone, E.J. Anasicki's gone, Devontae Gaines is gone, Drew Pember is gone, and Rick Barnes and this coaching staff, and really we should give Rick Barnes and Mike Schwartz the most of the credit, because they've done it in the midst of pretty significant coaching staff change as well. Kim English is out, Desmond Oliver is out, Rod Clark is in, Justin Gainey is in, and Justin Gainey had a great relationship with Jonas Adu. I guess we'll get a Tom Sakoyak video at some point, learning how to pronounce all these names. He was committed to Marquette, decommitted when Steve Wojciechowski was fired and Shaka Smart was hired. He decided to decommit from Marquette, so he was on the market, and Justin Gainey obviously had that relationship, so that helped. And Tennessee had been recruiting Jonas for a while now and was trying to get in the mix with him. But I listed those players that left. Rick Barnes and Mike Schwartz has replaced those players with Justin Powell, who, according to ESPN, is a top 16 pick in next year's NBA draft. Jonas Adu, 4-star center. Rivals has him as the number 33 overall player in the country, borderline 5-star. Jemai Meshack, top 100 player, 4-star. And Quentin Dibunje.
There you go.
And
Q.
We'll see how much of an impact he has as a true freshman. He'll be more ready to play as a freshman than maybe Yves Pons was, but he's probably more on the project side than the instant impact side. So those are the Justin Powell, Jonas Adu, Jemai Meshack, Quentin Dibunje. Those are the 4 that we know about. And then there's a lot of buzz about Brandon Huntley Hatfield choosing the Vols as soon as today or sometime in the near future. Sounds like it's going to be a Kennedy Chandler situation of kind of announcing on ESPN's like Instagram page and just trying to sort out those details. But Brandon Huntley Hatfield, he may be a 2022 recruit, but there's a lot of talk about him reclassifying and joining this class and coming in this offseason. And he is top 5 player in the country. I believe in the 2022 class, he is the number 6 overall player in the country. And who knows what he would be ranked once he's added to the 2021 class, where he would slot in there. But he's top 10 player, potential top 5 player, 5-star. I mean, he is the real deal. So you're potentially adding Brandon Huntley, Hatfield to the situation, to all the other guys that you've already added who are more than likely instant impact guys. And you want to talk about flipping a roster and upgrading a roster. Rick Barnes has done that.
According to 247, Brandon Huntley Hatfield is the number 1 power forward in the 22 class. And according to Rivals, he is second at his position and 14th nationally. So right there from Pennsylvania. There's not many coaches in the country that can do this, man. Not many coaches.
Well, he's from the Clarksville area, and he's playing basketball in Pennsylvania. He's from the Clarksville area. He actually, during quarantine this time last year, worked out in Knoxville. He has some family in Knoxville. So, and he plays for Bobby Mays' B-Mays Elite AAU program. So, a lot of connections to the state of Tennessee.
Likes Ole Miss, too, it seems like.
Yep, Kermit Davis.
But, man, Tennessee's in a good place there. But you can mention both. Like, two things can be true at the same time. Yeah, Rick Barnes, as a career, needs to get that monkey off his back, that postseason run. But there's only a handful of coaches that can do what Rick Barnes is doing. Nate Oates is doing it right now. Eric Musselman, to a certain extent, but not really at this level. And really not even Nate Oates is doing what Rick Barnes is doing. Because Rick Barnes is attracting the high school's top talent and top guys in the portal as well.
Nate Oates is doing that, unfortunately.
Yeah, he is. That's right. He got that 5-star coming in.
Unfortunately, go look at that.
He got that. He got old boy that talked that trash, man. That point guard.
They finally got
Yeah, that's right. Nate Oates, but not
got that Alabama football money going towards the basketball program now.
Yeah.
By the way, Brandon Huntley Hatfield is the number 4 overall player in the country according to ESPN.
So who has him the highest?
I think ESPN. Rivals has him 14. ESPN has him 4. And 247 has him
7.
Yeah, so ESPN.
Oh man, they my favorite.
ESPN.
They my favorite.
And he is originally in the class with Imani Bates, who is supposed to be the next Kevin Durant. Somebody who is 6'8", 6'9", maybe grows to be 7 foot and can just score from all 3 levels.
We'll see about all that. I remember when God, what's my man's name? That's supposed to be the next LeBron James. LeBron James. Oh, well, I'm looking right at his face. First overall pick. Went to Kansas. First overall pick with the Timberwolves. Plays for the Warriors now. I'm looking right at him.
Anthony Edwards?
No, Andrew Wiggins.
Oh.
Andrew Wiggins is supposed to be the next LeBron coming out of high school. He's from Canada. He went to Kansas. And that comparison makes me pump the brakes with both feet now. When I hear those, he's going to be the next.
Jabari Parker was supposed to be the next LeBron as well.
Man,
And Jabari Parker was like the big time coming out of high school, and everybody thought he was going to have a good professional career after his time at Duke, and it has not gone that way.
I understand comparing different traits and attributes. Like, hey man, he got hops He got hops like Zach LaVine. He got hops like Zion. But to say that he's going to be the next Zion or the next Kevin Durant, not yet. No, it rarely happens that way. It rarely happens that way. 865-255-03. Thank you, Tremel. Wiggins, yeah, man. Tremel. See, you was doing good when only thing you put was Wiggins. You was doing good when that was the only thing you put in text box. The moment you put Wiggins will be the secret weapon for the Warriors, that's where you lost me. Secret weapon. Tremel had been on the team all season. He's not secret. He's not secret. I think that style of play fits in better. I think that situation fits in better than the T-Wolves. Obviously, the culture is better. Oh, man. Rick Barnes. Who's doing that? So a few coaches doing what Rick Barnes is doing. This dude flipped the whole entire roster.
Now, does it worry you, and this can be a conversation for later, but does it worry you that, like, Kentucky went through this last offseason, and we saw how compiling all of that talent went for them last year. I have more trust in the prospects that Rick Barnes has coming in, especially like Justin Powell. We've seen him, although be it a small sample size, we've seen him produce at the college level. Kennedy Chandler, there's zero chance that he is not successful. But Kentucky had to add a lot of guys, and they did not gel well together. Are you at all concerned about, although Rick Barnes is adding a ton of talent to the mix and flipping the roster between the amount of new players and half of the coaching staff is going to be new? Is there concern that they don't gel together?
Not yet. Not yet. I mean, when you look at this past season, and it's not just Tennessee, man, it's for everybody in the country. You had top programs suffering. The Dukes, the Michigan States, the Kentuckys, everyone was affected. It wasn't just Tennessee, but the weight on these student athletes during COVID, man, you can tell, you can see it. Really wasn't able to bond, spend that time together. And so, like I mentioned, looks like we're on the other side of COVID. We're not completely out of the woods, and people still need to take it serious to a certain extent. But I think that's going to help. And also, what about the personality of these guys? I don't know their personality. I don't know what type of leadership skills they have. I would assume that Kennedy Chandler, is built for that. He's point guard. And I've heard nothing but good things. But what about the other guys coming in? Don't really know that. So no, I think it's too early to worry about that. But it's not too early to mention it, because it is a possibility that it could be an issue. Bringing new guys in together. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
At work, can't call in? Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
I just wanted to come by and congratulate you on the great work you've been doing.
I like your style. You remind me of a young me.
Failure is not an option.
That boy is good.
Hoes, remind yourself, nobody built like you. You design yourself.
Attaboy. Attaboy is brought to you by Made in Tennessee Business Fiber Internet from Iris Networks. Find business solutions for you at irisnetworksusa.com.
Iris Networks, 90 days, no payment for business internet. irisnetworksusa.com. Reliable, high quality fiber internet and voice. Follow them on Twitter at irisnetworksusa.com. All right, Ben, what positivity do you want to share with the world today?
I want to give an attaboy to a Tennessee baseball player and an attagirl to a Lady Vol. We'll start with the Lady Vols. Ray Burrell has been invited to USA Basketball Women's AmeriCup team trials. She is among 20 of the nation's top collegiate players who have accepted invitations to attend the 2021 USA Basketball Women's AmeriCup team trials. Invitations to the trials, which will be held April 18th to the 21st next week at the University of South Carolina, were issued by the USA Basketball Women's Junior National Team Committee and USA Women's Senior National Team Committee. Due to COVID precaution, no media or guests will be allowed. So, Ray Burrell, one of 20 players in the country that was invited to USA AmeriCup trials, which is a very cool honor because that recognizes her as one of the best collegiate players. So very cool. Or I guess her age group as well.
Man,
well, this isn't an age thing. This is just USA in general.
Man, she has developed so much, man. She's been through a lot. Man, she's emerged as one of the best players in the country, one of the best players in the SEC, and man, at times looked like the best player on Tennessee's team.
Yep.
You know, it used to be just Renai Davis, but they became a two-headed monster because of Ray stepping up her game and developing, and so and she's from the West Coast. I want to say she's from Las Vegas,
something like that,
and traveling across the country and playing for the iconic Lady Vol basketball program, man, and she's doing a great job. So looking forward to seeing her really take over next year when when Renai Davis is not on the team, and it really be her show. But man, that's a good one right there, man. Big fan of Ray Burrell. She a baller.
Yes, she is a certified bucket.
She's a bucket.
She is from Las Vegas. And speaking of Renai Davis, the Wnba Draft is tonight, April 15th. So Renai Davis will be drafted tonight. Pulling up a mock draft real quick. I know she's viewed as one of the first picks off the board. This ESPN mock draft has her going 4th overall to the Indiana Fever, which would be pretty cool because of Tamika Catchings' ties to the Indiana Fever.
Yeah, she's in management.
Mm-hmm. And it was a great player.
Yeah.
Obviously, for the Fever.
Oh, no doubt about it. Legend, man. She, I don't know if she was an MVP there with the Fever. I want to say she was, but man, one of the best WNBA players ever, man. Olympian gold medalist. I mean, Tamika Catchings is the real deal. The real deal. So
absolutely.
Everything she touches, man,
turns to gold, it
exactly.
seems like.
Yep.
I hope Renai finds what she's looking for and kind of things go well for her tonight. Renai was awesome and kind of the voice of that Lady Vols team the last several years, despite a ton of turnover.
865-255-03, man. Good stuff. Renai Davis hitting the WNBA. Ray Burrell, prestigious opportunity to represent the United States and play basketball against some of the best talent in the world. Huge. Tennessee got all Tennessee fields this morning, man. Got the basketball program making moves, adding players, football. Got a commitment, which we'll talk about. And then Lady Vols making some things happen. So, man, a lot of positivity this morning.
That's right. Real quick, before we get to Kentucky Vols, since I mentioned I was going to give a baseball player an attaboy, Tennessee senior shortstop Liam Spence has been named to the midseason watch list for the Golden Spikes Award, which is essentially baseball's Heisman. Spence was one of 45 players to make the list and one of 9 SEC players. So Liam Spence has been the tone setter for Tennessee's lineup, so good for him.
There's not anybody from Michigan on that list, is there?
I don't know why.
Just saying, man. I mean, it's like the Heisman. Just want to make sure nobody from Michigan's on that list to steal the equivalent of the football's Heisman away from Spence.
Well, I don't think it matters who is on this list because it is Jack Leiters, the pitcher from Vanderbilt, who Tennessee will face on Saturday. It is his to lose. But scanning over the list real quick, there is a Michigan player on here, a left-handed pitcher, Steve Hajar. I probably butchered that last name, but he is on here.
We'll be okay with second place. We'll be okay with second place.
Will we?
On that one.
If you're not first, you're last.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. The number 1 overall pick. Like,
having one of the most dominant
seasons
by a pitcher in college baseball history.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when Grant Williams went to be a finalist for the Naismith Award.
And Zion
he lost to Zion. Like, come on, man. One of the freakish players we've ever seen in college basketball. And Grant Williams was a developmental player that had a Princeton offer and was undersized and is undersized now in the NBA. And he's sitting right there with a chance to win a National Player of the Year. Like, that's second place ain't that bad in that case. That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you.
All right, let's go back to the phone. So we got
Kentucky Vol.
Kentucky Vol. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. How y'all doing this morning?
What's up?
Hey, I'm glad you're talking about Rick Barnes, man. I tell you, we don't have to remember very far back, when the program was just literally a dumpster fire. I mean, and Barnes has just come in and stabilized the program. I know we hadn't done well in postseason like we should, in my opinion. But my goodness, the stability he has brought to this program is just, I mean, I don't know how fans can be so critical at times. Who would have thought also that we could be attracting the talent that we're attracting now? It's just, we sometimes as a fan base, we tend to look at the negatives too much, and man, just look back at just a few years ago as to what we were talent-wise and as a program.
Well, Tennessee has never been in this position. Tennessee basketball has never been in this position where they are attracting the best out of the best consistently over a period of years. I mean, Bruce Pearl had his run, no doubt about it, and was able to get Tobias Harris. Brought in Scotty Hobson, but he ain't doing what Rick Barnes is doing as far as attracting the transfers and talent out of high school. And we understand the results are different, and Rick hasn't had as much as Bruce here, but you have to also, when you say, Tennessee could have went a little bit further in the tournament. Yeah, I wish we could have done more. That's true. But my goodness, man, it's so good, just like you just said, to sit back and know that there's stability, that things going there's not going to be any scandals. That the team is not going to stink. There's always going to be interest from the top basketball commentators to the recruits, because that Rick Barnes is going to put out a good product, and guys are not going to get in trouble either. So, man, that's the thing I think that is sometimes missing when folks are critiquing Rick Barnes. Man, it's that peace of mind you get with him and his program.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's very well said. Well, guys, I can't wait to get to Knoxville and eat at Dead End. Maybe meet you guys.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm planning on getting there for the spring game, and I just bought myself a new ride for my 65th birthday.
Ooh.
just to drive down to Knoxville to the games.
You get a Corvette or you get a motorcycle?
I got a Corvette, a convertible.
Oh,
Corvette.
Lucky guess. Do it.
I had a 74 Corvette back in my younger days when I was in my 20s, and I'd always said that I was going to get another one, and I figured I better go ahead while I was still kicking and get one. So, yeah.
Man, we'll put Ben in the back seat, man, and we'll ride around Knoxville. Let's do it with the top off, man.
Sounds good, buddy.
Nice.
Hey, see y'all in a couple of weeks.
All right, sounds good, man. Be careful. Corvettes, the person in the back got to sit sideways. I remember my great uncle, man. We had all those dealerships on University Drive. And one day, and I want to say my uncle was probably like, man, he was in the 60s when we did this, for sure. It might have been the 70s. Might have been 70. Man, he pulled up in a convertible Chevy Camaro. Woo! Uncle's 70 years old. Riding around Huntsville with the top down. Too much drip. He ready for that drip right there, man. And I remember like it was yesterday. I remember trying to take the car out of the garage when he wasn't home and scraping the side of it. I do remember that. And he never was mad. I didn't even get in trouble. Didn't even react. It's like, dang, we make mistakes. Huh? What? But you've always wanted this. And that's what I learned about grace right there, man. That's what I learned about forgiveness. That's what I learned about, hey, man, some things just don't matter. It's material things. Something he always wanted, man. My knucklehead self scraped it up in the garage. I used to bring that thing up to Knoxville, going to football games. Had the Power T logos on it, the decals on it. Woo, woo. Man, I remember those days. 865-255-03. Hour 2 coming up.
Top 100 barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free service call when we do the work on your HVAC system. Visit happyhiller.com to schedule your appointment today.
Call the happy face truck today.
Touchdown or Turnover is backed by Alcoa Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong.
Touchdown or turnover this morning. Backed by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, a place where you belong. Better rates and better service. Finally, we can stop talking about it. Is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? If it's going to happen, it is happening. The one-time transfer legislation has been passed, allowing athletes to have immediate eligibility. One-time transfer. On Wednesday, according to CBS, there were more than 1,400. Where are all those guys going to go? Will they all have a... I want to get your opinion, your thoughts on, and your initial reaction now that the rule has been passed. this rule being passed will help college football. Touchdown or turnover. It will help college football.
I'd say turnover, just because this creates a sense of free agency. I don't think that the numbers will always be this high, because at some point we will reach a point to where, like right now, everybody has the ability to transfer wherever they want without penalty. That won't always be the case, because at some point there will be players who maybe want to transfer but will decide not to because they've already transferred once, and if they transfer again, then they're going to have to sit out. So that will deter people from transferring because they've already taken advantage of the rule once. So I don't think the numbers will always be this high, but schools are still going to reach out to players at other schools. They are going to, what's the word I'm looking for? Tamper with players at other schools, and I just do not think that is good. I don't think that that's good for college football at all. And I also think it's not great for the smaller schools if a player like a Trey Lance at North Dakota State, he balls out 2 to 3 years at North Dakota State, and he wants to go prove himself at a bigger school, then he can transfer to Alabama, Clemson, or Ohio State without penalty. And I think that is great for him personally, but for the sport of college football, I don't like it. I do not like that for the sport of college football. That really stinks that a situation like that could happen to a school like North Dakota State. Or, I mean, that same player could be at Rutgers. What if Rutgers has a terrific quarterback and he wants to go to Ohio State and prove himself? Probably should not have used Rutgers as an example, but truly the first crappy Power 5 school that came to mind. I just don't like that. I'm not a fan of it. That's not what college sports are meant to be. That's more of the NFL. It is going to be a sense of free agency, just players bouncing from one school to the next. I'm sure there will be money involved that we don't know about. So I don't like it. I don't think it's good for college football.
Turnover, it's not going to help college football, but I'm happy for the players. They get a chance to have more freedom, and hopefully in the spirit of the rule, it's used the right way, I hope. But I know it's not going to be. There's always going to be people that abuse opportunities like this. But the NCAA has a plan, Ben. They're going to make sure that what you're afraid of won't happen. Because according to Jeff Goodman of Stadium, he's been told that the NCAA is going to track IP addresses for those in the transfer portal and come down hard. I mean, come down hard on coaches who have given their passwords to non-coaches.
Why? Who cares?
NCAA is going to add more to their plate to have to monitor. You can't even do anything to Will Wade, NCAA. Kansas just gave Bill Self a lifetime contract. What are you talking about, NCAA?
Bruce Pearl still coaching. Coach K not under fire for the Zion situation.
Like, no one's talking about Zion.
Nobody talking about Amarius Mims publicly the way that he should be talked about. But we're going to track down IP addresses as it relates to the transfer portal.
Hey, the NCAA thought they were doing something, I'm pretty sure, 20 years ago or something like that, when they were like, you know what? We're always going to have access to the coaches' school-issued phones. we'll always know who they're talking to and what they're saying now. There's burner phones. There's phones that you can get and no one would know about. Hey, there's this little thing that you can use, that you can get. It's a service that you can have where can't track IP addresses.
Rush Propst was caught on video, audio, discussing in detail what goes on at Alabama and Georgia. And Rush Propst would know this is not something that should be taken with a grain of salt. Rush Propst knows people in both states, is well connected. He knows how things work at Alabama and Georgia. He absolutely knows. Jeremy Pruitt was under Rush Propst's wing. Rush Propst is Jeremy Pruitt's mentor.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
You don't think Jeremy Pruitt spilled the beans to Rush Propst many times of how he gets things done? And the NCAA is worried about an IP address on reporters knowing who is in the transfer portal. Who cares if reporters know who is in the transfer portal?
Or third-party people, third-party folks who are probably trying to broker deals between a school and another player that's currently at a school. But, man, NCAA, boy, they funny. They funny, man. They crack me up. They crack me up. All the things that have happened at LSU. Football program, basketball program, extra benefits, sweeping sexual assault under the rug. One of your coaches had to be fired at Kansas in 2021 for something that happened years and years ago during his time at LSU. Hey, man, you want to know where Mark Emmert used to work? Who is the head man in charge of the NCAA? I just want to give you a refresher. That's all. I just want to give you a little refresher in case you didn't know that Mark Emmert was the chancellor at LSU. Just in case. Just in case. Oh. Do you know that Mark Emmert hired Nick Saban at LSU?
Yep.
Mark Emmert is president of the NCAA. Nick Saban, coach of Alabama. But you're going to check those IP addresses, though. Ooh, boy.
Did you know that the SEC offices are in Birmingham, Alabama, 45 minutes east of Tuscaloosa?
I do know that.
Did you just notice how my never eat soggy waffles was on point?
Twice
today.
When
discussing the south side of Pittsburgh, and now Birmingham being east of Tuscaloosa. And really, if we want to be more specific, it's a smidge northeast of Tuscaloosa, and Tuscaloosa would be a smidge southwest of Birmingham.
Just bad look.
Take that, Vols Storm. Take that for you never eat soggy waffles, okay?
Bad look, Mark Emmert. Those ties to LSU, and LSU has yet been held accountable for anything that's going on down there. But Tennessee probably going to get killed. I'm pretty sure that D'Antino got an extra year added to his show calls. You know he's tearing it up right now at the JUCO level. Great basketball coaches find a way to get it done.
So this is interesting. Tennessee got a commitment yesterday. First of the class of 2022, Elijah Herring, an outside linebacker from the Mid-State. We'll talk about him coming up. Tennessee just got another commitment. Vincent Snead, 2 commitments in back-to-back days. Literally just hit the timeline because Josh Heupel tweeted 3 minutes ago, #checkmate, #evolution, 22, #GBO, and then boom, 15 seconds ago, Vincent Snead. Vincent Snead.
I'm trying to figure out the checkmate. Hashtag.
Well, I guess like they won the battle. But Vincent Snead, a strong side defensive end, 3-star from Winter Park, Florida, in the Orlando area. 2 commitments in 2 days. 6'5", 253 pounds. early morning commitment.
You think Josh Heupel is?
Yes, I do think he is preparing for tomorrow.
What do you mean?
The Wade twins announcing tomorrow between Tennessee and Kentucky.
That's not what I was going to say. Do you think he's hype?
Yes, I believe the hype train is rolling this morning inside the football facility.
No. Give me your hand, Ben. No. Bad boy. We will not talk about bags. That was what we said to Brad yesterday. Don't talk about any bags. And we will not refer to anything about a hype train when it comes to Tennessee football for a while, okay? But, yeah, man, Josh Heupel is hype. He said checkmate. I see you, Heupel. Talk your ish. Brag. 2 commitments. Listen, I don't care where they're ranked. Getting commitments right now with the uncertainty going on, man, that's big time. Ain't even played a game yet. They didn't even have a spring game yet.
I do think this is a little preparedness for what is coming tomorrow.
No.
With the Wade twins.
They're going to Kentucky, huh?
So
that makes sense.
And the 2 that have now committed were rumored to be the ones that were going to pop after the Wade twins.
Yeah, go ahead and get them to commit now. So it's
on top of losing in-state players. Then it was going to be, the critique was you lost 2 in-state players to Kentucky, and then you also don't have any recruits in the boat. So,
hey, you just got 2. 1 in-state, 1 from Florida. So, hey, man, in-state's important. Very, very, very important. Don't get me wrong. But can't keep everybody in. And at this very point in time, kind of hard for Heupel to expect Heupel to lock down the state. 865-255-03. Let's get to Gene. Gene, good morning.
Good morning.
What's up, Gene?
Yeah, I got me tickled this morning. Well, I had a basketball comment, but my first comment is this is the Ted Stevens method of internet enforcement. You see, the internet's a series of tubes, and we're going to put a person on each end of that tube. Get that IP address. Even a 10-year-old knows how to put a proxy server on the computer.
Oh, man, NCAA, man. More things to monitor for NCAA, like they're going to be able to do that. They can't even handle Will Wade yet.
Dear God. Oh. Anyway, man, people complaining about Barnes just need to go back to not knowing anything about basketball and don't watch it because they don't understand. I mean, he's had a better record than Tom Izzo in the past 5 years. That's saying something. Izzo had the Final Four in 2018, but he didn't make it past the play-in game this year. He's not made it past the round of 32 for the last 4 years before that. He got beaten the first round in 16 and then 17, 18, won 1 game. Barnes has done better than that. But, if he's not here, we don't get Jonas Adu. We don't get Jemai Mashack. We sure don't get Kennedy Chandler. And Justin Powell is not looking to come from Auburn to here. And then I noticed this morning on 247, we've got 6 crystal balls now for Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
Gene, folks just can't. They can't operate in the gray area, man. They're just so uncomfortable in the gray area. I mean, multiple things can be true. You can desire a longer postseason, run for Tennessee under Rick Barnes. That's fine. You can desire that, but also understand that Tennessee basketball is lucky to have Rick Barnes. And
man,
I mean, like lucky. You can put your head on the pillow knowing that nobody's going to get arrested. Tennessee is going to develop young men on and off the court. This coach embraces Knoxville. Knoxville embraces him. He loves it here. Coaches want to coach for him, so he's always going to attract young and up-and-coming talent from the coaching standpoint, and he's always going to attract ballers from the high school level and transfers. Like, there's not many setups like that around college basketball. So both can be true. You can say, hey, man, I desire a little bit more, success in the postseason. That's fine. I would like that too. I want to see that too. No doubt about it. But recognize that Tennessee is lucky, and I mean lucky to have Rick Barnes.
Oh, yeah. Somebody on Vol for Life on Facebook. So I don't know why that guy would transfer from Auburn with Pearl there. I said, well, maybe he doesn't want to miss the NCAA tournament because his coach can't keep from breaking recruitment rules.
Man, everything is not for everybody, and everybody's not for everything. Yeah, man, there's some guys that didn't fit here. You get here, and it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. You go somewhere else, and you might play better, man. DJ Burns is doing that at Winthrop. It just didn't work out for him. He was young, probably immature, made some mistakes, and sometimes it just don't work out, man. Justin probably just didn't like the culture. It just didn't work out. Just uncomfortable. It happens. Bruce Pearl's a great coach. Rick Barnes is a great coach too. That's
what
how
do you
I
think about Josiah Jordan James? I think it's about this coming year that he's going to come into his own. I mean, he's got the 5-star talent. He's got a good mindset, and he wants to be a leader. And you'll notice about the team that won the NCAA championship this year, that was a veteran team. Yep. That wasn't a team that had it had people that could have been ones and dones or two and dones, but they decided to stay on and made a conscious decision to stay on because they said they had unfinished business. And that's what made the difference. Yep.
I think you're seeing a pattern right now, man, in college basketball. You're not going to see the Michigan Fab Five, get to the Final Four. And, that team didn't win it, but man, they sure were talented. I don't think we'll ever see a team like it to start, 5 freshmen and be that good. But the veteran teams are the teams that seems like go the farthest. Gonzaga.
Well, they had time to develop and learn to play with each other and know each other's tendencies.
Yep. It means a lot. Gonzaga and Baylor, look at those guys. A ton of transfers with experience, and then Gonzaga, you had that experience, and you sprinkled in a little young talent there that transferred from Florida and Nemhard. But I mean, most of that team was experienced.
Yeah. All right, guys. I just wanted to talk. Y'all have a great afternoon.
You too. Checkmate.
I like that. I like checkmate. I've never played chess. Don't know how to play chess, but I know checkmate is the term used to end the game.
I don't know how to play chess, but man, I will jump the hell out of you in checkers, though.
Oh, I'll beat your tail in checkers.
Triple jumps. Yeah, like Carl Lewis.
Triple. I go for the quadruple jumps with kings going backwards, sideways, forwards.
Man, I can't wait to say, king me. King me. Give me that second thing put on top. I'm about to jump everybody on this board.
Well, growing up, I had they had the football helmets checkers of like all the college football teams.
Yeah.
I had the Tennessee one.
Of course, growing up in a Tennessee family. Our family had the Tennessee one. My grandparents had the same checkerboard. Each of my grandparents had the same checkerboard. And you wouldn't say, Kimmy, put that face mask. Hold on. I think I get it. Checkerboard, Tennessee, chess, checkerboard playing surface there. So I get it. I get the reference to chess.
I still think that the checkmate means that his recruitment is over. That's what I think it means, but maybe it has dual meaning.
I want Josh Heupel to use checkers and say hashtag
king me.
Jump your ass. Jump your ass. That's what I wanted him to say. Use that hashtag, Heupel. Use checkers, man. That'd be great.
Swain's like, what's his name? Tequila in Black Panther? T'Challa. I said tequila.
Golly, man.
T'Challa in Black Panther.
You need some sleep.
What's sad is like I read Big Dan's text message in my head, and I said T'Challa in my head properly, and then I read it out loud and said tequila. But he said that you're like T'Challa in Black Panther. King me! Is this your king? King me!
Vol Birmingham says, preparing for the Wade twins tomorrow in a good way or bad way, Mr. Volquest.
See what happened was. I would be surprised if the Wade twins committed to Tennessee tomorrow.
Austin's, man. Austin's teaching you early, huh? Throwing them hints down.
Huh?
So Austin's teaching you how to throw those hints, huh?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
LC Vol says, really going to hurt when Kentucky tweets checkmate tomorrow. Oh, man. I hope they don't do it. Oh, man. I might have to suspend my account for 24 hours, man. If Kentucky coach tweets checkmate, oh, man. Now, I'll tip the cap. But still. That's the one thing, man. You know Lane Kiffin, if Lane Kiffin beats out a Tennessee for a player, you know he would do it. You know he would tweet checkmate. No doubt about it. All right, Swain Event. Be right back.
While the other guys are taking guesses, the Swain Event is taking you behind the scenes and in the huddle every morning from 7 till 10 right here.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
When I made the move to my own studio, I was worried about this. I was worried about that. I was worried about, hey, did I get this piece of equipment? Did I get that piece of equipment? Does that sound good? Does that not sound good? One thing I didn't have to worry about, that was office furniture, because Office Furniture Outfitters met my furniture needs. With a 50,000 square foot facility, they have East Tennessee's largest selection and are the best value for new and used office furniture. Located in Knoxville, it's easy to find everything you need for your new space, including desks, file cabinets, chairs, conference tables, and more. Office Furniture Outfitters is turnkey. They came to my place, we mapped everything out that was needed, they delivered, and get this, set everything up. To learn more about what Office Furniture Outfitters can do for you, log on to OFOKnox.com. That's OFOKnox.com. We're here with Dr. Michael Carlson of Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine to discuss stem cell treatment and PRP. If you have orthopedic injuries such as shoulder pain, knee pain, Achilles tendonitis, or tennis elbow, you should give them a call.
That's right, Jason. We specialize in regenerative non-surgical orthopedics. So we treat damaged tendons, ligaments, and joints by using ultrasound-guided injections with stem cells or PRP. And this form of treatment actually stimulates the body's own reparative process and allows for healing of the damaged tissue.
So, Doc, what makes your training different than others?
Well, Jason, I've been practicing in Knoxville for 26 years, and I'm certified in interventional regenerative orthopedic medicine through the American Academy of Orthopedic Medicine. So unlike the big seminars that will advertise stem cells, fly someone in for a couple hours to talk about supposed stem cells that you order off of a shelf, then they'll depart, leaving the patient wondering who will be the person injecting me and what their level of training is. At Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, I'm the one doing the procedure, and we're using your own bone marrow stem cells or PRP. So in other words, it comes from you and it goes back to you. So you know exactly what you're getting and know exactly the level of training involved.
Tennessee Regenerative Sports Medicine, trsportsmedicine.com. East Tennessee's leader in PRP and stem cell therapy.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
You don't have to take an L just because you can't listen to the Swain Event live. You can catch up on the podcast posted daily on the app, online, and on iTunes.
Check, 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 check. Omaha. Omaha, check. T'Challa. T'Challa is Black Panther. You got Killmonger, that's Michael B. Jordan, who some folks think was, did the best acting job in the whole entire film of Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan was just unbelievable.
He did a great job. I think he's come out and said that like he had to go to therapy after. I think it was Michael B. Jordan. I may be wrong on this, so don't take me 1,000%. But like he had to go to such a dark place to play that role. I believe he said he had to go to like therapy to kind of come out of that dark place that he had to reach to be able to play that role. I found that fascinating.
Yeah, I read that about Heath Ledger when he played. He played the Joker in Batman. I mean, you really got to go there.
I'm disappointed in myself for butchering that.
M'Baku is your guy.
Yeah, he's my favorite character in that movie who wasn't a big time character.
But the man is T'Challa, no doubt about it.
I butchered that.
Black Panther. The two guys that killed it for sure. Chad Boseman, R.I.P., and Michael B. Jordan. Ain't no doubt about that. Oh, wait. There's a Black Panther 2 release date? Nah, man. Ain't the same without Chad Boseman, man. Not the same, but I'm still going to watch it, though. I'm still going to be ready for it when it comes out.
I still haven't watched Coming to America 2. It's my wife's fault.
I'm not judging you, man. Trust me. I'm not judging you.
Well, it's my wife's fault. She wants to watch it together, and she hasn't watched the first one. So it's like you got to watch the first one before you watch the second one, and she's been so busy lately. We've been so busy lately that we haven't had time to watch either one. So I'm blaming my wife. She's holding me back. She's not letting me spread my wings and fly and go watch the movie that I want to watch.
Your wife ain't watched the first one?
Mm-mm.
That's your fault. Your fault. I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you for this.
Yeah, Nick, I was referring to Michael B. Jordan. Nick said, Ben, it was Michael B. Jordan that said that. He said he is generally happy-go-lucky, and that role was such a change. Yeah, that's who I was talking about, Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan got a new movie coming out where he is, he's playing a role where he's gonna have to
reach that level again.
Probably not that same level, but he's avenging. It looks like the death or treatment of his family. I was like half asleep when I saw it.
Yeah,
all right, let's get to
Mike
the
V.
phones.
George is my favorite. So anything that he's in is good. We've got Don.
Don, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hey, Don, how you doing, man?
Doing all right. Wanted to cover a couple of things here. First, did you guys maybe cover yesterday the fact that our boy, Josh Dobbs had re-upped for another year at Pittsburgh?
No, I have it on my show notes right here, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta wait to the end of the show, man, because Ben will start talking about the Steelers for the whole entire time if I bring up the Steelers, man.
I got you.
We'll go down the Steelers black hole, man.
Yeah. Ben, now, I'm talking about the Wade twins here. Are you putting out your apples in the AP cart, the same AP that ran over the big announcement for a 5-star quarterback coming here, only he went to Alabama?
AP didn't butcher it. He never said he was coming.
He was pretty strong.
He never said he was coming. He might have got close to saying Tennessee was in a good spot, and Tennessee's looking good. Tennessee's in the driver's seat. You got to pick up on exactly what he says. Austin's really careful. He never said he was coming. And listen, the way they handled this situation, the Simpsons handled that situation, was bad too. They could have helped Austin out a little bit more. They got on 104.5. They made everybody think that Tennessee really had a chance. So who knows what they were probably telling Austin and saying to Austin. But
I know.
Austin never said he's definitely coming.
But at the same time, that's kind of where we are on the Wade twins. We're kind of dependent on, which way the wind's shifting. I'll be just the opposite of you, Ben. I'll be surprised if they go to Kentucky. There's a reason that one of their teammates got a preferred walk-on. There's a reason why they were so happy about our commitment yesterday from another mid-state guy.
Their teammate also got the preferred walk-on spot from Tennessee 5 hours after he got the preferred walk-on spot from Kentucky.
Oh, okay. I just think that they're going to stay home. Could be totally wrong. Could be totally wrong. Who knows? But maybe you're right. Maybe the two commitments come to try to soften the blow, but maybe the two come because they know what's coming tomorrow in a good way. We'll just have to wait and see.
That's it.
I like the flow of things, the way things are going. I believe the biggest difference in our team this year is going to be the fact that I believe in some many important areas. We got guys being coached that haven't been coached in a while. A lot of people putting a lot of things on Heupel as far as the recruiting goes. Well, doesn't he have pretty much the number one recruiter on his staff in the country over the last 25 years? So if we don't get him, I don't know if it's all on Heupel, right?
I mean, anybody that's trying to judge Heupel on his recruiting right now is
nuts.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because it's hard to sell it's hard to sell the unknown, pretty much.
Great.
It's already hard enough to sell what Tennessee's done over the last couple of years on the football field, period. And then you add the layer of what we don't know is going to happen as far as the NCAA stuff. You have a new coaching staff, so there's a relationship that have to be developed. You are behind the 8 ball, especially with the 2022 kids, because they've already built relationships with other schools for about 6 to 8 to 12 months already. So, anyone that's trying to judge Heupel on his recruiting is just really, really ignorant, because they don't truly understand that recruiting is about relationships, and you're behind. You can't just throw out the power T and go, hey, we Tennessee, come on. It don't matter that we haven't talked to you. It doesn't matter that we don't know your mama's name and we don't have a relationship. We Tennessee, come on. It doesn't work that way. It don't work that way even if you are Ohio State, Clemson, or Alabama in some cases. It may in some, but it definitely ain't gonna work right now with Tennessee. You can't just throw out your helmet and flash the power T and think kids are gonna, crawl here. That ain't how it's working right now.
I agree with you. I don't. I'm not surprised. I'm an old man. I've been watching football and I've been watching recruiting for decades. But the level of misunderstanding or not knowing about recruiting sometimes still surprises me. That I hear people saying, "Well, Apple needs to get off his rear and get to recruiting." Well, every day I read stories about 4-star guys all around the country that say that Heupel's talking to them every day or two. So, you can't go see them, so that's about all you can do, right?
Heupel recruits 24/7 every single day, all the time. He's on the phones all the time. So he's doing that. Again, people saying that just don't have an idea of, they don't know. It is 24/7. So just because you're not getting commitments doesn't mean he's not recruiting. You got to think about the product that he's trying to sell right now. A lot of uncertainty in the previous staff, and the previous staff, and the previous staff, and the previous staff. They haven't won at a high level. And so these kids don't care about Peyton Manning. They don't care about Al Wilson and what happened in the 90s. They don't care. And folks just think that you can just flash this power T and kids are going to just salivate and drool over themselves and crawl to Tennessee. It don't work that way anymore. So folks just don't have an idea of really what's going on, man. They in fan mode, and they're thinking that they would just drop everything to come to Tennessee because they're a fan. But these kids don't look at Tennessee the same way the fans look at Tennessee. Simple as that.
Yeah, I agree. And it's just like I heard a person yesterday on a different show talking about how if we just kept Pruitt for one more year and fired him after we lost to Florida, and then hired and had time between now and then to do a real coaching search to get a real coach that could put a real staff together. Man, I'm thinking, you don't know anything. Look at the staff that has been put together and where they came from.
Man, Don, I really try not to call people stupid, but that person is stupid.
Yeah.
I try not to say that, man. I don't think it's a nice word at all, and I ain't the smartest guy either, but that's just stupid.
I agree. Listen, I know you guys got other callers. I'll jump off. Have a good day, and just looking forward to that commitment tomorrow when those Wade twins come to UT.
All right. We'll see. When you are covering recruiting and you are talking to recruits, you always have to leave the door slightly open that they're not going to do what they say they're going to do. Or that they do what they say they're not going to do. Like you have to leave the door open. So that's why Austin is very careful. I catch on it all the time. If it's Austin or if it's Ron Callahan or if whoever it is. Pay attention to when they talk about recruits. And they use words like in the driver's seat, in a good spot. These guys don't sit here and say they're coming because these recruits can lie. They can change their mind. Not necessarily a lie. They can just change their mind, have a change of heart. Yeah, I thought I was going to this place until this other place gave me a really, 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 really good incentive to come to their place. And I've changed my mind. So as a recruiting guy, you protect yourself, you protect your credibility by using words like in the lead, all signs point to, good spot. What else you learning from the AP recruiting class, Ben?
I would be surprised.
I would be surprised. There you go.
Is trending.
It's trending. You sit front row at the AP recruiting lectures.
Take notes and everything.
Yeah, man. So it kills me that people are like, man, also said he was coming. No, he didn't. He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
No. Austin never said Ty was coming.
No.
All Austin ever communicated was that he believed Tennessee had a better chance than what the public thought. That's all he ever said. And going into his commitment on that Friday, Austin alluded to Tennessee not being in a great spot for Ty Simpson.
Austin did not make that trip either.
No.
He did not make that trip.
And where do we think Austin and recruiting people all over the place get their information from? They talk to the kid. They talk to potential family members. They talk to high school coaches. They talk to other people. It's not just their opinion out of the blue. I mean, they're forming their opinion based off of what they are hearing.
Don doesn't want the Twins to go to Kentucky. I understand that. I get it.
Signing day is a long ways away.
It really is, man. There's a lot of work to be done, man.
Sounds like the difference is that Kentucky's going to let Destin Wade be their quarterback of the class. So,
regardless of what he does in practice?
What you mean?
Well, you said they're going to let him be the quarterback of the class. You know, we were talking about this last week. You can tell any kid, or you can give any kid a chance to be quarterback, but what are you going to do when they show you that they're not a good quarterback? You going to keep them a quarterback?
Well, I'm talking about like in terms of like recruiting other quarterbacks this cycle.
So they're going to sit here and say, we're not going to recruit another quarterback. You are our guy.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, hey man, if Tennessee can't do that and can't make him that promise without lying, then you shouldn't do it. Don't be out here lying. I mean, especially can't be doing it right now if you're Tennessee. I mean, it ain't like you are Clemson, Ohio State. I mean, you lie, you pull a kid's offer the day before signing day. You know, you get a little bit of backlash, but no one's going to fault or criticize the big time program that's winning for longer than a couple days. But Tennessee, you're not in that place. So you got to do everything right. You got to build this thing right, the right way. Simple as that. So don't be promising anybody that you're going to make him the only quarterback. You're not going to recruit another one. That sounds like when Daddy Leak wanted Tennessee to not recruit another quarterback to secure Chris. And that's just you can't make that promise. You can't do that. Your job is to recruit the best players. It's the player's job to compete and win the job. Simple as that. Swain Event, be right back.
For what is coming up on the Swain Event.
Hey there, Swain Event listeners. I'm excited to share my new Keller Williams Realty app so you can tour homes without leaving yours. Not only can you search for homes in specific areas and neighborhoods, you can also have access to real-time market snapshots on stats like average home price and days on market, plus commute times from your office, school zones, and much more. Download my app today and get the most accurate information on buying, selling, and investing in real estate in your area. Just search for the Keller Williams Realty app and click on More in the lower right-hand corner. Type in Jennifer Morris in the Your Agent search bar, then save and you're set. And as always, feel free to reach out at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work-from-anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses. There are articles and news stories that you read about the things that people do. And when you're reading those and you start to shake your head, you start to scratch your head a little bit. You get confused. You don't understand why. You start to ask questions. But really, there's only one question that matters. What is that question, you may ask?
For what?
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Like I mentioned earlier in the show, Josh Heupel, head football coach, will join the program tomorrow at 9 a.m. So it's gonna be some checkmating on the show tomorrow. I hope. What time the commitments? Making the announcement won't be in the morning. They rarely do it in the morning, but we'll get Heupel when he's in a good mood. He's in a good mood right now. He'll be in a good mood in the morning too.
I'm sure he knows what's about to happen.
He knows what's up, man. Before it happens, that's usually the way it works. But Heupel will join the program tomorrow at 9 a.m. It's time for what? If you live in Tennessee and you follow sports, you probably have heard of a legend, NFL legend, that has taken over as the head coach of HBCU in Nashville. That guy is Eddie George. He's taken over for Tennessee State. He's the head coach there. Everyone has been showing him love, man. Everybody's showing him love. Teammates, players, everyone's showing him and Tennessee State love. Dr. Mickey Allen, AD, I think a grand slam move, bringing in Eddie George and the staff that he's putting together. One of those organizations, some of those people that are showing Eddie George love. The Dallas Cowboys. Here's their tweet. On the 13th, it says, while the Dallas Cowboys are never short on current superstars, their legacy was built on legends. Eddie George becomes the most recent legend to join a collegiate staff as a head coach. It has a photo of Eddie George in a Dallas Cowboys uniform. And this is for what? Eddie George played one season with the Dallas Cowboys. You can't be trying to claim Eddie George. Dallas Cowboys, just like the Dallas Cowboys, man.
Well, the real for what goes to the Titans for the fact that Eddie George played 1 year with the Cowboys, and they were quick to congratulate Eddie George, and the Titans didn't acknowledge Eddie George until yesterday afternoon at 5:15.
My goodness, man. Your outside Steve McNair and Warren Moon, your best player probably in franchise history, arguably. Swain Event, be right back.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. Firms from Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham have stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local law firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. They are our neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at GarzaLaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Top 100 Barbecue restaurant Dead End Barbecue is a no-brainer when you are craving the smoky flavor of quality Q. Dead End makes it easy to enjoy their fantastic menu with online ordering from Chow Now for pickup. Or if you don't feel like leaving the house, then have Dead End Barbecue delivered right to your door by Loco Knoxville or Bite Squad. There is no better restaurant in town to enjoy the madness of March with. Cheer on the Vols and the Lady Vols with the best barbecue around. Check them out online at deadendbbq.com. Dead End Barbecue. The search is over.
Guys, your health right now is more important than ever. I recommend Low T Center. That's where I get my levels checked. It all starts with the annual wellness exam where they do a comprehensive health assessment exclusively for men, making it quick and easy to take care of your health. And now they offer monitored self-inject at-home testosterone treatment. Most insurance is accepted. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment and make your health a priority. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's a new season, which means it's time to rep your team in new ways with gear from Game Time Sidekicks. Rep the Vols with every sip with a new tie-dye tumbler or bottle. They also have a new NFL Players Association product line, so you can support your favorite VFL on Sundays. Want to put your own flair on a tumbler? Game Time Sidekicks has you covered with options to add your own text or even a monogram on the back of your favorite team tumbler. To check out everything that Game Time Sidekicks has to offer, go to GameTimeSidekicks.com. Carry your team with Game Time Sidekicks.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Swain Event fueled by Dead End Barbecue. This is why I use the word arguably. Because up against the break with like 2 seconds left before the top of the break, Eddie George, Steve McNair, Warren Moon, arguably. Which means it's not definitive, which means you can add any more. But Earl Campbell, we got a phone call during the break. Earl Campbell, Texas football legend, and did the same with the Oilers. Was a beast, but that's why you use arguably. You throw in a Bruce Matthews, who was one of the best offensive linemen in NFL history. A lot of good players played for that organization.
Got to throw in Keith Bullock.
Well, yeah, we're not doing all that.
Here's a good question from VFL 16, and not to go down a huge rabbit hole, but you said Eddie George is possibly the best player in franchise history. Are you taking Eddie over Derrick Henry? We're approaching having that conversation about Derrick Henry for sure.
I don't think it's fair, man. I don't. Eddie George is retired. He's been out of the league for a long time. Derrick Henry's still going, man. His career is he's in the prime of his career. So there's a lot more that he can accomplish. Now, if you want to go look at Eddie George's accomplishments, he's a 4-time Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro one time, second team All-Pro one time, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year. I think when it's all said and done, Derrick Henry has the opportunity to do more. But I'm gonna let Derrick Henry's career play out.
What a lame, boring answer. My Titans fans listening, answer me this. I know Eddie George played on that Super Bowl team. And the closest, the team that played in the Super Bowl, that is, Derrick Henry played for a chance to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC Championship game. So Eddie George made it further, but he played 1 year in Houston, and then the team moved to Tennessee. 97, 98 is when I believe they were playing in Memphis, both of those seasons at the Liberty Bowl. And then they were the Tennessee Oilers, 97, 98. And then 99 to 2003 is when Eddie George was a Tennessee Titan. During that time frame, kind of outside of that Super Bowl appearance, did the Titans have great success? I'm asking my Titans fans out there. Forgive me for not being up to date on Titans team success during those years. I ask because I would be curious to kind of compare the success that Eddie George had from a team standpoint to the success that Derrick Henry and the Titans have had the last couple of seasons.
That's not fair, man. Football's such a team game. I mean, that's tough, man. Take one player on a football team who is not a quarterback. I think it's
well, I'm not asking to compare who's better in that regard. I'm asking because I was going to make the point that I think they've had very similar careers. Kind of feels like they've had similar success. That's more so why I was asking, because I agree with you. I don't think it's fair to compare who has had a better career based off of team success. I think that is totally inaccurate to do, quite frankly. I was asking because it just kind of feels like they're the same player almost. And kind of Derrick Henry is going through what Eddie George went through as a player.
Man, they're both taller backs. I think when it's said and done, Derrick Henry might have more individual awards and things like that, but I'm gonna let it play out, man.
What a boring answer. What a boring answer, Swain.
It's the fair answer.
Who cares about being fair?
I know, man.
I know one thing. Eddie George never rushed for 2,000 yards in a season. The most he ever rushed for was 1,509 in 2000. I'll go out on a limb and say by the end of Derrick Henry's tenure at Titans, he will have had statistically a better tenure with the Titans than Eddie George. And that's no disrespect to Eddie George. The Titans have been lucky to have two great running backs in those two.
I don't think that's going out on a limb at all, man. I mean, hey, I'll be right there with you. At the end of the day, if Derrick Henry can stay healthy, I can see that. I can see it. All right, let's go back to the phones.
We've got Mike and JC.
Mike, good morning.
Okay, Eddie was a great running back, but the first time the Ravens won their Super Bowl and the playoffs, Ray Lewis took his soul. He was never the same player. So I feel like Eddie got kind of tainted his career there because he just never recovered from that.
Was that 2001 when the Ravens and Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a down. He had a down year that year. When you look at the numbers, I mean, he didn't rush for 1,000 yards, playing 16 games. But I mean, it's hard. I mean, it's hard to maintain that level of play at the running back position during that time. I mean, Eddie, his first couple of years, man, he rushed for over 1,000 yards. And then his first time not rushing for 1,000 yards was his 6th season. And so it's just hard, man. We saw the how quick, Arian Foster went to the top, it being one of the best backs in the league, if not the best back, and then boom. We saw that with Priest Holmes in Kansas City. We saw that with many running backs. I mean, it's
Lady
hard.
Johnson there too.
Yeah, man, it's hard to stay on top for that amount of time, man. It's a wear and tear in your body. So that's why you got to get in, you got to get out, you got to get your money while you can. At one point, Le'Veon Bell was the best back in the league, and where is he right now? It's like 3rd string. So
yeah, I just changing real quick subject. I just feel like the NFL needs to roll back on the quarterback payment, man, because we're giving too much money to one position, and it doesn't help with the rest of the overall team.
yeah, that's why you got to let those quarterbacks, if they agree to it, to take those team-friendly deals. I mean, Tom Brady did it there with the Patriots, and that's why the Patriots, was able to have talent around Tom Brady. But when you take guys they go get those massive contracts and record-setting Jared Goff contract, and you can't do anything around them, at some point it hurts. It hurts the team. So – listen, man, the game's built around quarterbacks. People like points. The quarterback is the most important position on the football field. That's why the rules are set up the way they are. You can't touch them. You can't breathe on them. You can't even talk to them, or it will be a penalty. So NFL's protecting their product because quarterback brings the cash to the game. So, yeah, I feel you, man. Quarterback privilege is real. That's for sure. Tennessee out here checkmating folks. Tennessee getting a commitment in the last 24 hours. And in the last 2 hours, they've gotten another commitment. Elijah Herron commits. He's an in-state player from the mid-state, as being mentioned a little bit earlier in the program, but this is Josh Heupel's first. It is his first commitment, 2022 class, linebacker. He is a 3-star. They're on Rivals from Riverdale right there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Offers from Kentucky, Missouri, Virginia Tech. And Tennessee locks him down.
Yep, picked Tennessee over Michigan. Picked Tennessee over Michigan. He's an outside backer, very athletic, could play inside if you needed him to. The good thing.
Why didn't you go on Rivals and edit the prospects' school interest, man? Because you have access now, Ben. Why didn't you go put Michigan on here?
Because that is not.
That's not your area?
In my job description. That is not my job description.
Beat out Jim Harbaugh. Take that. You should have put that in there, man. Put it in fine print.
I know I should
Beat out Jim Harbaugh.
I should have. But the good thing to know about Elijah Herring is that he has a younger brother who is a class behind him, Caleb Herring, and he's going to be even better than his brother, probably a top 100 player. So that is good that Tennessee was able to lock down older bro. So now they're in great standing with younger bro.
Like the Hyatts, huh?
That's right. Would have been hard to get younger bro if older bro goes somewhere else. And Elijah, older brother, is capable of playing at Tennessee. Not trying to communicate that at all. He's a freaky athletic dude. Runs track. Has been clocked as fast as 4 or 5 seconds in the 40. Had 51 tackles as a junior, 10 TFLs, 3.5 sacks. So
also a linebacker.
Also a linebacker and a pass rusher. And again, he can slide inside and play inside backer if Tennessee wanted him to. But his speed off the edge is going to be pretty significant.
Class of 23, like you mentioned, is a year younger. Hey man, we got brothers on the squad. We've had brothers on the squad playing together before.
The Berries, the Mays,
the Berry, the Mays,
who spoke to the media together at the same time last night.
They did, and the Sullen twins. Sullen twins did it, in the late 2000s under Lane. So they started right there on the offensive line with Lane. So
maybe Tennessee will have two sets of brothers at the same time.
At the same time?
In 2 years.
I don't know, man. Cade probably leaving after this year, right?
Well, I was talking about the Wade twins.
Oh.
Cade is gone after this year. I would be stunned if he came back.
Why you playing,
year.
Man? Why you throwing out hints when you just throw out a hint that you'd be surprised if he comes here?
That's surprised that
you messing with Don, man. You messing with Don's head this morning.
No, I said this earlier. Surprised if they choose Tennessee tomorrow, but signing day is a long ways away.
You got Don over here, man, confused.
No, I don't. Don already thinks what Don thinks. There's no confusing Don.
Don looks like the weekend from the Super Bowl performance. Don don't know where he is right now, man. He got it all turned around. Oh, man. Recruiting. I got a question, though. I really have a question. What do you honestly realistically expect Josh Heupel to do in recruiting right now? Because I think sometimes you say things and maybe you don't mean it. People may just react, don't really mean it. But for the folks that genuinely look at Josh Heupel and shaking their head and blaming him and questioning if he can get it done recruiting-wise, or if you're just really disappointed in his efforts, because I think disappointment is a direct correlation to expectation. So you go into a certain situation, you expect something, it doesn't happen, you're disappointed. This is why folks are like, I'm just not going to expect much. I'm just going to keep my standards real low so I'm not disappointed, so I'm not let down. So you just keep your standards super low. Super low. Honestly, what do you expect from Josh Heupel in recruiting today?
I can tell you what my expectation is. My expectation is a top 25 recruiting class. I think a top 5 class, top 10 class, top 15. I think expecting that from Josh Heupel in year one when he, A, has not had time to develop relationships with the type of players you can get to come to Tennessee, over the type of players you can get to come to UCF. Like he hasn't had time to develop those relationships. You recruit differently to Tennessee than you do UCF. You recruit a higher caliber player to places like Tennessee compared to UCF. And Josh Heupel and this coaching staff has not had time to develop those relationships whatsoever. So when you factor in the relationship aspect, on top of the ongoing NCAA investigation and who knows what penalties will come from that, you pair those two things together, and it's not going to make for a great recruiting class. But I still think top 25 is a fair expectation because we've seen Dooley do it, we've seen Butch do it, we've seen Pruitt do it. To me, top 25 is just Tennessee kind of recruits itself at that point. Like, you should be able to land a top 25 recruiting class every single year at Tennessee, regardless of circumstance. So that's my expectation.
That's not real high. That's not a real high expectation. I mean, Tennessee is we absolutely just crapped down our leg this past 12 months. And our ranking this year was 19.
Exactly.
Think about this, man. Rivals and 247 had us ranked 19th. And think about what has happened in the last 6 months. We won three games?
3-9 or 3-7.
3 games. 30%. Not even half. 3 games.
Great math.
3. Your coach was fired. Everyone's fired. Laughing stock of college football at one point. Maybe still is. I don't know. And Tennessee still finished top 20.
They finished top 20 because the early signing period exists. If the early signing period did not exist, they would not finish in the top 20.
Those kids could get out.
They could, but they didn't.
I know. That's what they can leave. So no one's holding them hostage. The fact that Tennessee still ended up in the top 20 tells you that it'd be really, 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 really hard not to see yourself in that spot. But it goes back to my question: like, what is your expectation of Josh Heupel currently? Because I'm not sitting here and saying just shrug it off when Tennessee loses a commitment here or there, or a player that's in state, or losing a player to Kentucky. But you got to think about where we currently are. And if Tennessee had a more proven coach, how much different would it be? And Heupel's coached 3 years and has some success. But I mean, if you had a coach, well, if James Franklin was a coach, how much different would it be when you're trying to recruit players to an unknown situation? Like I see comments like, "Oh, man, Heupel can't recruit." Do you know how hard it is to recruit right now?
Exactly. Heupel is going to be able to recruit once he can ride out this wave of the NCAA issues, because Heupel is a relationship developer. Is that even the correct way to term that? Heupel is good at developing relationships. That is not going to be a problem, in my opinion. He relates to the kids. He is a chameleon. He can speak with all sorts of different people, and he's genuine. Like that he's going to be able to develop relationships. It's just not necessarily the best timing for this particular recruiting class. I don't think relationships will be an issue for the 2023 class, the 2024 class, the 2025 class. I don't think that will be an issue moving forward, but it is an issue in this recruiting class because he was thrown into the fire in, February? A couple days before signing day, in the midst of NCAA investigation. So I think Heupel is going to be able to recruit. It's just this particular recruiting class is not going to go smoothly because of all the circumstances that he is having to deal with. And on top of him being able to, me thinking that he'll be able to develop relationships just fine, like when I call recruits, each recruit that I talk to, depending on position or where they are located, they have their assistant coach that they talk to the most frequently. But every single one of them says that they hear from Josh Heupel all the time. Every single one of them say that they like Josh Heupel. They have a good relationship with Josh Heupel. They hear from Josh Heupel once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. It obviously varies depending on the recruit. But Josh Heupel's out here recruiting. He's making phone calls. He's texting. He's doing what he needs to do.
We do understand that it don't really matter where you recruit nationally. As far as ranking, it matters about what you do against the conference. And, you try to be in the top 4 or 5. When Tennessee had some, top 10 classes, that's where you kind of were. this past year Tennessee was 7th in the conference, which, hey man, as long as you kind of 5 somewhere around there, I mean, you got a chance to win and compete with the big boys. It comes down to players making plays and a few plays here and there, and maybe it's coaches' decisions, maybe it's players just making plays. But you never want to be at the bottom of the SEC in recruiting. And South Carolina, Vanderbilt, Kentucky were this past season, this past recruiting class. And I mean, even with everything that's going on, Tennessee was 7th, man. Tennessee was like in the middle of the pack. So 25 Tennessee can do that with no coach, I think.
But even like last year, they could have gotten out of their NLI. A couple of them did, but finishing 19th wasn't recruiting with looming NCAA punishment over your head or a new coach without the basis of a relationship. Like Josh Heupel is having to deal with circumstances that this past recruiting class didn't have to go through.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not arguing that at all. We got Jay, man. When we talk recruiting, Jay always perks up, ears stand up like Bugs Bunny when we talk about recruiting, man. That is Jay's area. Jay, good morning.
Well, Swain, you kind of making my point, brother. I mean, I think Tennessee is not a hard job to recruit to. Like you just kind of talked about it, right?
Yeah.
And it's easier now for kids to go and leave than it ever has been before. I know the early signing period may help, but look at all the years of crap and embarrassment and losing seasons we've had, and we still recruit top 10, top 15, at worst top 20 classes.
Yeah.
And we have been an embarrassment.
Yeah. Mm.
I mean, we've been an embarrassment.
Yeah, I heard this first time.
And it's just, but
you had to say it again.
But Swain, I get it, man. But that just, to me, it shows you, hey, if you actually start winning some games on a consistent basis, this thing could, really take off. And I think Josh Heupel's going to recruit well. I kind of was down on him when he was hired and when I heard about him and stuff, but kind of seeing his personality and seeing how some of the players talk about him, and he just seems like a genuinely good man. I don't know that, but just he seems like a good person. And, Swain, when you think about it, brother, we ain't really had that. I mean, think about it. Pruitt his players liked him, but Pruitt was demonstrative towards everybody else outside of the football program. The stuff I've heard about Butch Jones from people that work in that building, I mean, that guy is not a good person.
He wasn't. I don't know where he is now. Hopefully he's a different person, man. Hopefully he's different. But he was not
and then you got
a good person.
You got Dooley, who, as they say, was a jerk. I mean, this may be the first guy that we have that's actually like a decent human being that like just treats people well, And I think that could help him in recruiting. Velus Jones seems to rave about it.
Yeah.
Josh Heupel will recruit perfectly fine to Tennessee. It just may not show in his year one results.
Did you see where 247 Sports named the top, I guess it was like the top 10 coaches under 45 years old, and they had Heupel number 5?
That's pretty strong.
They had him ahead of some pretty good coaches.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah.
I don't know how well Heupel will recruit. I know he's not going to be terrible because every coach that's been here has recruited, in top 15, top 20 class. I don't know if he'll be perfectly fine, but because you got to win those battles against Florida and Georgia consistently in Alabama if you expect to beat them on the football field. And so to be perfectly fine, you're going to have to be beating out those guys plus LSU plus Texas A&M. But I don't think he's going to be terrible, and I don't know how the NCAA violations are going to affect him, because will he have a lower number? Will they have a change in evaluation days, or the amount of trips that coaches can go on? Like, we don't know what's going to come down and how that's going to affect Heupel's recruiting strategies. But people do realize that you're going to get more no's than yeses, right? Like, people do understand you can only bring in 20 to 25 players, and you're going to get more no's than yeses. That everybody gets more no's than yeses. Even the teams who are number one in the country, the Alabamas and Ohio States and Clemsons, you're gonna get more no's than yeses. It's just a numbers game. You're gonna get more no's than yeses. So, I guess what I'm bringing up the question of what's your expectations, because it seems like every time Tennessee misses out on a player, folks take it to, oh, this dude can't recruit. Oh, oh, God. Like, chill. For everyone that says no, somebody else is going to say yes. And at the end of the day, Tennessee is still going to be top 20, top 15, top 10, and be middle of the road in the SEC recruiting. And you hope when Heupel puts out a really good product and things are rolling a little bit, that he'll be in the top third in the SEC rankings. That's what you can realistically, look to.
Mm-hmm.
Top third,
Kind of
and
like
coach
SEC
him up.
baseball.
Yeah,
You're top third in the SEC. That means you're top in the country.
yeah. I mean,
I saw a graphic, an infographic on Instagram, is Fox Sports College Football's page, and it said since 2000, it showed, I think it was like 7 or 8 programs have only signed a number one class since 2000, and Tennessee was one of them. So I thought that was surprising. So there's only been 7 programs in the last 20 plus years that have actually signed a number one class, and Tennessee's one of those programs.
yes. Since they start doing the rankings there in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, man,
Guys,
thank you.
We'll see. Y'all hang in there, man.
Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate you. Vol in Birmingham. Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up, man? Good morning.
Hey. So, you're talking recruiting, so I had to call in. I'm an expert down here with how Alabama does things.
Oh, I know you are. I know you are.
But talking about, the hype man, I don't understand how people can say he can't recruit. He's been here. Has he even been here? How many months has he been here now?
Maybe a little over 2?
Yeah,
maybe a little over 2.
Golly. He doesn't just have 2 hands tied behind his back. The guy, Pruitt sunk him.
He got his legs tied together too.
Hands
tied behind his back and his legs.
Everything. This guy, he doesn't have a fair shot at all.
Not right now.
Golly. It would be different. So if Rommel could recruit to Tennessee, then anybody can.
Correct.
So, so he'll definitely be able to. But right now, he doesn't have a shot at landing any big recruits, just off the fact that, without saying what I'm going to say, you know what I'm going to say. It's just not a fair playing field, and that's Jeremy Pruitt's fault. Jeremy Pruitt burnt that bridge. He didn't just burn the bridge. He smoked the bridge and then smoked it again.
Yes, absolutely. It'd be one thing if Pruitt was the coach at going into year 4, and Tennessee wasn't recruiting and getting a bunch of no's. Then you'd be like, oh yeah, man, Pruitt, what is he doing? He can't recruit, man. You can't recruit after putting a product on the football field for 3 years and showing folks what you have, and you built these relationships, and you still can't get him in the boat. You can't say that about a guy who's in his first season, who started off 6 to 12 months behind, and who's jumping in a situation where there's a ton of uncertainty. Like saying that Heupel can't recruit based on what he did or didn't do at Central Florida is ridiculous, because Butch Jones didn't recruit at a high level at Cincinnati, and at Tennessee, he was consistently in the top 10, top 15. And then he had 1 year and another year where they were in the top 10 nationally, or top 5 nationally. So you can't judge Josh Heupel's recruiting ability at Tennessee based on what he did at Central Florida, because you know why? Tennessee ain't Central Florida, and Central Florida's not Tennessee.
No, yeah, you're 100% right. And I mean, can you blame these athletes? I mean, would you be like, hey, we need you to come to our school, but we don't know if you're going to be able to go to the ball game for the next 2 years. We don't know how many lost scholarships we're going to have. We don't know. I mean, no, you're not going to go. I mean, it just makes complete sense. It's not an even playing field. I mean, I think that Heupel's going to do well here. You know, he's used to winning with quote unquote less talent, so he's going to win games, you know, this year that he's probably not supposed to. Some of them. And the offense is going to shine. I think it's going to be electric. So he's going to get some interest going forward. It's just this year, I mean, he can't even get in the door with some players.
Nope.
It just can't even. I mean, like Walter Nolan, when he took us off his list and people were shocked, I was like, really? Really?
Hey, people were shocked.
Come on, man. I was like, come on, man. There's no way we can even get. You got to have a certain extra benefit that we can't even mention on our campus right now to get in the door with some of these players. And Heupel ain't even got a chance to get in the door with some of these players. But no, man, I think he'll be all right going forward. But this year, we're just going to have to take our lumps just because he can't do anything about it. I mean, his hands are tied. But on the way out, Ben, I wanted to say, man, I really like the baseball podcast. That's fantastic. I enjoy listening. You should definitely keep doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We'll have
no problem,
one
man.
out this afternoon. Tony Vitello's going to speak here in about an hour and a half, and then we'll preview the biggest series that Tennessee baseball has played in a very, very long time, regular season series between Tennessee and Vanderbilt this weekend. So that'll be coming out this afternoon. I appreciate the kind words.
Hey, man, yeah, I'll definitely be listening to it. Yeah, this weekend's going to be tough. I mean, God, I wish Vanderbilt would have smoked Georgia last week, and we could have snuck up and got them this week. Mm-hmm. But it's going to be a good game. I think it's probably going to be a low-scoring game as long as our pitchers come to play. But, man, that Vanderbilt team, I mean, our team is good, but that Vanderbilt team is nasty when it's hitting on all cylinders. Mm-hmm. Y'all have a good day, guys.
Hey, see you, man. He didn't tell us about his experience at Alabama. That's his first call since telling us he's going to the game.
It is.
Yeah. First time. This game would be if baseball had a college game day.
It would be here.
College game day would be here, and you'll be the celebrity guest picker.
Well, it would be here until it realized how crappy the baseball facilities were, and it would change its mind and probably not come. It'd rather do it remotely, probably.
They'll set the stage up in front of the stadium.
Yes.
Or in front of the basketball arena.
Yep.
It wouldn't be anywhere close to the baseball stadium.
No. They would probably try to put the stage in like center field, so you just see the batter's eye.
Do it from the dugout, man. Do it from the dugout. Oh man, yeah, you will be the celebrity picker. You and Chris Burke. No. Well, Chris Burke couldn't do it because ESPN bias. But
yeah,
you can
he couldn't do it because he was calling the series.
He's calling the game. Yeah.
They'd probably bring in
JP, Aaron Sebia. Yeah,
somebody like that.
Who's the wrestler from Tennessee that won?
Bianca Belair.
Yeah, that bring her in.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just well educated in SEC baseball.
Bro, man, they don't. You think Lil Wayne was even coherent the times that he's been on College Game Day? You think he was sober anytime he's been on? They don't care. Just come on here, smile, wave, and just pick some teams. That's all you want. Swain Event. Be right back.
say Swain Event TV. Like us on Facebook.
Good morning, Swain Event family. As you already know, I'm your go-to realtor when you are considering buying, selling, or investing in East Tennessee real estate. But did you know I can help all of you listeners in other parts of the country? No matter where you're listening from, there's a good chance I have several Keller Williams real estate partners in your area. I've developed relationships with realtors I know I can trust to help you with your needs. So give me a call, Jennifer Morris, Keller Williams Realty, 865-257-7897, or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com.
JC's Tree and Landscaping Service specializes in quality tree work done at an affordable price. Trimming and removing trees are their specialty. They also offer other services like land clearing, stump grinding, crane services, and all of your basic landscaping needs for both commercial and residential. JC's will give you a free estimate and beat any written quote by a competitor to guarantee that you get the lowest price around. Don't risk your land with a fly-by-night service. JC's Tree and Landscaping is licensed and insured. Give them a call at 865-599-3799.
More and more Tennessee businesses are switching to Iris Networks for reliable, local, high-quality, high-speed business fiber internet. Iris provides direct internet access from 10 megs to 10 gigs with no payments for 90 days. Iris also offers next-generation business phones with work from anywhere capability from the mobile or laptop app. With local sales, support, and service, Iris is a partner in the community. Learn more at irisnetworkusa.com or call 865-448-IRIS. Iris Networks, a Tennessee business connecting Tennessee businesses.
Home service problems occur, even at the most inconvenient times, like during a health crisis. And Tiller is always here to help you 24/7. As people are social distancing and staying at home on workdays, it's an easier time to take care of home maintenance items that you feel are necessary. And we've put new safety precautions in place, like wearing gloves, avoiding physical contact, new sanitation protocols, and limiting time in your home. We're here for you.
Call the Happy Face Truck today.
Hour 3 of the Swain Event is brought to you by the Low T Center and lowtcenter.com. Do you know your numbers? Feel like you again. Let us help.
Low T Center and lowtcenter.com powers hour number 3 here in Swain Event. Men self-inject at-home testosterone treatments, $135 a month for self-pay or covered by most health insurance. If you're feeling tired, grumpy, have a lack of motivation, drive, or notice weight gain, loss of muscle mass, all of these signs could be low T levels. It could be low thyroid or even sleep apnea. The process is quick, it's easy, really, really simple to get your levels checked. Low T Center is reinventing the doctor's visit. So go to lowtcenter.com for more details. Schedule an appointment. If you live in Tennessee, there's 5 locations right here in the Volunteer State. lowtcenter.com, reinventing men's healthcare. Let's get to DR Vol and then C-Mac. DR Vol, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's up?
Swain, I caught the tail end of a conversation. You were talking about you're going to get more no's than yes. Were you talking about recruiting or Ben when he was trying to get a date to the prom?
Probably recruiting. I don't think Ben got a lot of no's, man. Remember, he was a new kid in high school, so it don't matter what you look like or how corny you are. The new kids always get love.
Well, and I was actually being recruited as a sophomore to go to prom with a senior.
Oh man!
I went to prom 4 times: sophomore, junior, senior, and then my first year out of college because my wife.
Oh, what a loser! You went back.
I did. My wife was
Oh,
a year
so
good.
did you put out a video like JG, like Broadway Ben or something,
No.
to say who you're committing to?
No.
Yeah, he did it in the streets of Mumford.
I let him know in other ways.
Well, guys, I was actually calling in to brag on Ben. Ben, I know you remember this, but when you first started the Swain Event, you said you were going to make it your goal to make this a baseball school and to make baseball matter. I think you've accomplished that.
Yeah. I don't know that I meant it to that extreme, not to make it a baseball school, but my overall point at the time was that we can show love to other sports on campus that isn't football. That was my entire point, is that just because we support other programs doesn't mean that we are taking away from the football program. Like we can do it all equally.
When you covering softball and swimming, tennis and golf.
When you start covering baseball and the Lady Vols.
Hey man, we talk baseball and Lady Vols. We talk.
I know you
softball.
say that.
They're on a COVID shutdown. They beat Tennessee State 2-1 yesterday.
I asked you when you were covering, like going to the games.
When you start paying me to, I will.
Well, I guess we ain't doing it then. I guess we ain't doing it then.
I think that's an HR conversation, Ben, not an on-air conversation about your pay.
I wasn't paying Ben based on who he covered anyway. So Ben trying to go that direction is funny because the pay is still the same whether he covers baseball or not. But you better be covering football because we're going to be talking about football now because that's what stirs the Kool-Aid around here. And that's why Tennessee is a football school. At the end of the day, we're just not that good at it right now.
Yep.
You do love to see it, though, man, because the Florida series that weekend, I scheduled my weekend around watching those games, and I really enjoyed it. My whole timeline was about Tennessee baseball and people complaining about the Atlanta Braves. It was beautiful.
You don't like the Braves?
I don't mind the Braves. I'm just a Cardinals fan, but if I had to have a second team, I guess it's the Braves because I grew up, my dad watched them on TBS.
Since when are you a Cardinals fan?
He's a West Tennessee guy, man. The West Tennesseans like the.
Ben, you may not listen to the show, but we've talked about this in the past.
I just don't pay attention to your phone calls. Are you closer to St. Louis or Atlanta?
St. Louis.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I know Memphis
Atlanta's a
is,
little
but
bit
you're
of a
not all
drive.
the way in Memphis.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm about an hour and a half from Memphis, north of it.
Shout out to Trey Smith, Tennessee.
That's right. Down the road from me. Well, Ben, I'm not throwing shade this end of my phone call, but you're doing a really good job, man, with the whole VolQuest thing. I feel proud. I know that Vol Storm and Allen PA, we're proud. We feel like we've trained you well. Y'all have a good day.
See you.
I appreciate it.
C-Mac is next. C-Mac, good morning.
Man, good morning, y'all. How y'all doing this morning?
Man, wonderful, man. Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing all right this morning. Kind of just to piggyback on what DR Ball said, who is most certainly a much better caller than I am, according to McKee, and he's right. He got a point. Very proud of what Ben's doing, and rehashing, his goal to turn this into a more baseball knowledgeable program has been awesome. The only caveat that I would like to add is the Harold Reynolds Jr. aspect of that. So you still got to work on that just a little bit.
Who's that, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, play football at Tennessee. Tennessee has never put baseball as a priority. I mean, and football stirs a drink around here. So, man, I've watched baseball for like the first time in a very, very long time. When Tennessee played against Alabama, I'm paying attention to it more because they deserve it. I mean, Tony Vitello's building an awesome program, and they're winning, they're doing things the right way. They deserve it, man. So I ain't ashamed of that.
No, not at all, man. You got to give them the flowers while you still can, right, Swain?
Yeah, man. You're gonna fake the funk. I'm not gonna pretend like I'm a baseball expert. I don't like the sport like that. But here's one thing I do like.
Tennessee.
I love Tennessee, and I love competition. I can watch anything, any sport where there's something on the line, like a championship. Like I can watch playoff baseball. I can watch playoff hockey. I can watch, the Masters. Like I can watch any sport where there's something big on the line.
Seeing those
World Cup,
those people compete is always engaging. I took up McKee's advice. He said this a while ago, but he advised people to watch, Last Chance U. And on the past couple of the basketball season, the last couple of days, I had the opportunity to watch that. And are we beyond the time where we can really like fully talk about it, or we still trying to shield people from quote unquote spoilers?
Man, you don't have to shield anybody. I mean, if you ain't watched it by now, that's on you. I mean, it's not like it's a new movie that's been out, a couple days. So go for it, man.
Exactly.
You can spoil it for me.
All right. You haven't watched this one?
Nope.
Here's what we'll do. For anybody who has not watched Last Chance U, the junior college basketball version of Last Chance U, and you don't want to hear the spoilers, turn down your dial for 30 seconds to a minute, and then turns back up.
All right, just a couple observations. I got lulled into the sense and getting engaged, like really good cinema is supposed to. It kind of rocks you to sleep and it gets you to follow that storyline. And I'm sitting here full engaged, watching these young men, compete and come through their individual adversities and as well as the adversities of the team in the situation. And then, you get to the end and I guess that's where you kind of realize life did happen with everything that happened, from the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020. It hurt my heart watching those boys, they got on the damn bus to go to state. All right. They got on the bus to go to state. Didn't even leave the parking lot. And then, their dreams, everything that they worked towards, it stopped. That got me. And on the only other observation I wanted to make, man, these young kids today, man, they don't know how to talk like at all. They're aggressive with some of the words they choose to use, and it's like that's the first moment I felt, damn, I'm getting old, man, because I mean we all young, we're all 19, 18, 20 years old, something like that. God, dog, they take it to a whole another level. Kind of like Dave Toner. Dave.
What do you
For
mean?
me, just let me get this PSA out there.
Oh, go ahead.
Dave Toner, if you listening, be like Turkey Man. Speak from the heart. Because some of the stuff that you speak from your gray matter, it don't matter. And that's with all due respect. I appreciate the calls, but at the same time, man, sometimes it just comes off a little funny. I would tell McKee the same thing. Actually, I did tell him the same thing when he asked that silly-ass special teams question. And look, he's gotten better. So that's it for me today, man. Y'all go out and have an incredible Thursday.
That's the plan.
Let's close out this week with that hot chili.
That's the plan, man. Thank you, C-Mac. You gonna let C-Mac talk about your Yinzer buddy like that? All right, I'm going back to the text box. I ain't going to start that going.
I could barely hear C-Mac because he had us on speakerphone like a noob.
Oh, man. Jonathan Vol says it's been going to cover Vol swimming.
Yeah, I'd rather cover a top 25 program. Add another one to the list.
Alvin PA says, Ben, I love when I get a shutout that I helped shape and mold you to what you are today. LOL kidding. Congrats on the Vol Quest stuff, though. Happy for you, bud.
Thank you, Al.
Vol in Birmingham says he will call back tomorrow to talk about his trip to the Alabama-Tennessee game. ATL VFL says, this staff is used to evaluating talent, not just stars. Look at the starting quarterback at Central Florida. Many would love to have him. He would probably start for over half of SEC teams right now. Right now. T. Diddy says it may not mean anything, but it excites me that the first two recruits to commit to an offensive mind coach are on the defensive side of the ball. That's a good point right there, T. Diddy. It's a really good point. Nelson says, and the Swain brothers. Hey, man, the Swain brothers was on the same team for about a month. About a month in 2005. That's all it lasted. We didn't have our Cade Mays and Cooper Mays moment to do a Zoom together. We didn't have that moment. You heard it here from Spencer on YouTube. Swain loves hockey. Go Preds.
Preds been playing great lately.
Man, listen, if you compete for a championship, I can watch anything, man. I really can. But regular season, there's just some sports that just don't get me going like that. And that's just part of my childhood. And I'm not going to allow that to not allow me to try to watch it. Like I've watched some hockey since doing a show with you and Charlie. I've watched more baseball, but I'm trying to break some habits. I'm not too stuck in my ways, but I do understand what folks care about around here, and that's Tennessee football. So I try to keep up with that as much as I can, so I can provide as much insight as possible. Man, if we were a baseball school, like a for real baseball school, one that puts a lot of money into the baseball program and builds nice things around it.
So like every other team in the SEC.
That's going to change, man. That's going to change. Man, I hope LSU don't change their coach. You think LSU going to fire their coach?
Well, this past weekend was a good step in the right direction, beating Kentucky.
Man, LSU, re-sign your coach. He's doing a good job.
But even if they do fire Paul Maneri or they split up or however you want to describe it, unless they come, and this speaks for other schools as well, unless somebody offers Tony a deal that he cannot refuse, as long as Tennessee commits to the baseball program as a whole, improving facilities, 5-10-year plan, not just a 1-year off-season plan, commit to paying assistant coaches more, then Tony's gonna I don't think he's just automatically gonna leave. Tony's a loyal guy, and as long as Tennessee shows a commitment to him, unless another school just comes with a ridiculous offer that he just can't turn down, I think he's gonna stick around. He's a loyal guy.
What about his money? Does he care about his money?
That will be important, but it's not near as important as. That's like third or fourth on the list. He cares more about locking up his assistants and improving the facilities, improving the baseball program as a whole. That is going to be more important to Tony than a raise. A raise, like, they're going to have to take care of him financially. Obviously, he has earned that, but he is going to care more about a commitment to the baseball program than a raise because, again, he's a loyal person.
and those are the things that matters to him.
Oh, boy.
I think Tennessee fans should be worried. I don't think they should be as worried as they are. Tony loves Knoxville. He wants to be here. As long as Tennessee baseball commits to him and his program, I really like his chances of sticking around. Unless the only caveat is, again, if some school comes with just a ridiculous offer that he can't turn down. That would be my only worry, is if it's simply an offer that he cannot turn down.
Maybe an offer that Tennessee can't realistically make.
You better find a way to make it happen. If you want to take baseball seriously, you find a way to make it happen.
We'll give you Ben's right arm. Throw that in the pot. You don't need it.
I'll give you the rest of my hair.
I think Tony has that taken care of right there. I don't think he needs any help in that area. The dude has gorgeous hair. Best hair in sports. Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Our time here is over. We hope you have a great rest of your day. Tomorrow, we'll be back 7 a.m. Swain Event is fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Remember, take advantage of that awesome deal with Hiller. Go to their website, Happy Hiller. Find out how you can win a free weekend vacation. Peace and love.
Call in. Don't feel bad. You can talk to the guys on the text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
When you see the happy face on our truck, you'll be smiling because you'll know that you're in love.
At Hiller, we care about your family's comfort all year long. If you get caught without air conditioning this summer, we're offering a free service call with any repair. That's a free
happy face truck.
It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Keller, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Keller and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve They can service your laptop, Google, with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star. Give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you. Hello, is that as low as you can go? Okay, thank you.
What are you doing?
Calling around to get the best rate on a car loan.
Why? Everyone knows Alcoa 10 is the best choice to purchase a vehicle or refinance your current loan. And with low interest rates and 90 days to your first payment, it's a no-brainer. You can even apply online and sign all the documents from the convenience of your home.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking.
Alcoa 10 Credit Union. It's so easy. Go to atfcu.com for details. Rates are dependent on credit score and equal housing lender.
With smartphones being such an integral part of our daily lives, it is truly an inconvenience when it doesn't work properly. It disrupts the normalcy of our day. When you go into the cell phone store to have it repaired, they just try to upsell you on a new phone. That's why the owner of iDrop, T. Keller, left those places and opened iDrop. His goal is a happy customer. T. Keller and the team will listen to what you have going on and work to solve the problem of your broken device in a way that best suit your needs. Instead of trying to upsell you on something that you just don't need. They don't just repair phones, they can service your laptop or PC as well as your Mac. Windows 7 support is over, but iDrop can help you transition to Windows 10. They have a 5-star rating on Google with hundreds of positive reviews. Let me say that again. I don't think y'all understand how big this is. They have a 5-star rating on Google. Their customer service really speaks for itself. So if you ever find yourself with a device that isn't performing as it should, give iDrop a call at 865-888-9740 or check them out on Facebook at iDrop of Knoxville. If man made it, they can fix it.
Deep down the middle's got his man, and he's gone. Jason Swain, touchdown.
It's time for the Swain Event with your host, Jason Swain.
My man.
Real sports talk for the real sports fan.
All you chumps are gonna bow when I whoop him.
It's time for the Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue.
Give me 2 laps and a Ric Flair.